Yo, what's good, y'all? You Dub back here again, here in 2020. Let's get it. Lots going on. You'll probably hear more of, hopefully not an echo, but a sort of louder situation with the background because transitional period. Place I had stuff's getting rearranged, moved, and more. Um, you know, ain't really done much content in like the last 3 weeks or so. Life's been really busy, work and other aspects of my life going on. But anyways, so yeah, a lot of things taking up time. But this is a topic I've almost brought up numerous times as far as a video in the last 3 weeks or so, maybe about a month. I remember talking first with Fire Angel Chris, shout out to Chris, but then Sean Holmes, Dino, Christian, all them cats, bro, right? And when it comes to One Piece, I know we talk a lot about One Piece. People do have entire channels based off it. Fine, you can talk about it for days and whatnot. But folks need to stop with this ridiculous vision of power scaling. Some of these folks out here to make some of these individuals gods and demigods. It's just not true. Some of these people out here, like, I can't believe a character, or how does another character hurt another one? Because powers and abilities, right? And Hunter x Hunter, if someone were to able to hurt Gene Freaks, would people freak out? Right? No, they wouldn't freak out. More than likely. Because why? We understand that nin abilities have crazy hacks potential, right? It's really all about the using and manipulation of that said nin ability and the skill set that that person brings to the table physically, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise. Okay. Nin vows even make things even grander. After death, and then we see that thing, and they seem to get a Zen God boost that kind of way. When you see a series like JoJo's with standos, you know, what's oh my goodness, it's been a minute, but the ability, oh, the ripple, right? The ripple to be able to deal with vampires and things of that nature. Now, because they can hurt them using ripple, does that mean that humans are as powerful and strong physically as vampires? No, that means they have abilities to counter them. In the world of one, I mean, you can just go series after series, world after world, universe after universe. The point being that One Piece has a lot of hacks and OP abilities, and it's up to the individual to know how to utilize his or her skill set to its peak, to the peak capacity that that person can. And that's the problem. Certain individuals are able to tap into that greater than others, right? So let's say somebody besides Admiral Kizaru Borsalino had a devil fruit that was light. Someone like Dark King Silver's Rayleigh would be absolutely masterful with it. Someone like Foxy would be trash and garbage with it. How do we know? Because we've seen what Foxy does with the slow beam. Foxy should be like a top 10 character in the series, but he's not because why? Foxy himself. Sir Crocodile said that it's not the devil fruit, it's the user's mastery, the user's skill sets. Caesar Clown has literally one of the most OP and hacks abilities in the entire world of One Piece, and really in fiction. He controls gas, but he's not a top tier character. Why? Because Caesar Clown himself is not a fighter, he's a scientist, and he's scared. Yeah, he might catch you sleeping like he called Luffy them. I mean, you got guys like the Yeti Cool brothers who use strategy and tactics that cause Zoro slipping. But in a legit battle, that shit doesn't work. And I say all this to say, and as a backdrop, to get you to transition the phase and look at the different balance of powers. Now, I know I've talked about balance of power as a main theme of One Piece, but it even exists amongst groups, right? For example, I've said it consistently that if it's a 1v1, it's actually smarter for an admiral, even though I expect him to lose, most definitely, versus Yonko than a 2-on-1. Why? Because the admirals have such OP and or hacks abilities that they negate each other. But no Yonko, no singular individual is taking on three admirals. It's balance, baby. When you look at it, I've said this, that the worst generation, if they were a crew by themselves, with or without Blackbeard, is taking down a Yonko crew. Period. Point blank simple. People are like, how can you say who you? Bro, look at their OP hacks, abilities, and their characters. They're all strong. They're all heavy hitters in their own regard. Some are real heavy hitters. Some, they're getting there. But they can all put in that work. They're all, at least secondary tier commanders, right? When you look, I've said the original seven Shichibukai would have been a Yonko level crew and would defeat any crew. Any crew. And I hold by my statement because you must understand how powerful each of these entities are. You're like, well, this character, this character. And then when they work in teamwork in tandem, they're taking out mad folks. Gecko Moria with his shadow ability and Shadow Asgard. It's GG's game over for most folk. And he's got some impressive durability. A lot of people sleep on that. I mean, come on. Jinbei and Sir Crocker are wild cards that can fight anybody. That doesn't mean they're winning, but they can fight anybody. Dracula Hawkeye's Mihawk, he needs no introduction. He was the world's greatest, strongest swordsman. Boa Hancock, and once again, the Pirate Empress. We don't even need to talk about it. We know what Joker, good old Doflamingo, brings to the table. We know what the Tyrant Bartholomew Kuma, who nerfs himself by wearing fucking shoes, brings to the table, right? We know all of this. And yet people downplay and don't understand the balance. The Shichibukai were a system. Why? Because they were a great power unto themselves, meaning they could combat with the Yonko, they can combat with the admirals in Marine HQ. And that's another thing. You got people out here talking reckless and been talking reckless for years as if the admiral's beating everybody and anybody. Stop that noise. Marine HQ includes the vice admirals. Bro, all the vice admirals combined are taking out the admirals. Or at least they're on par. All, like, 5 vice admirals combined are taking out an admiral, bro. 5 to 6 vice admirals are most definitely taking out an admiral. I've argued with, when you look at Yonko crews, right? Let's look at each of them, right? Like the Edward Newgate. You're trying to tell me that good old Newgate is taking out Marco the Phoenix, Firefist Porficus the Ace, Diamond Joseph. If you want to throw Thatch in there too, you can. Or replace him with Blackbeard Marshall DT. Or let's say you don't even include those. Let's say you go with Marco, Ace, Joseph, Flower Blade Vista. You tell me Whitebeard's beating all 4 of them combined? I don't see it, bro. I don't see it at all. Makes no sense. Commanders can't be that weak. You trying to tell me that Monkey D. Dragon is defeating all his commanders at once? You can include Kuma. Let's say you don't include Kuma, right? Okay, let's say you don't include Kuma. You tell me he's beating Sabo, Emperor Ivankov, Karasu, Bello Betty, Lindeberger, and Morlane. You tell me he's beating all of them. If it was gangbanging, you tell me he's beating all of them. Come on now. Stop it. Luffy versus Zoro, Sanji versus Zoro, Jinbei, and Sanji? Let alone the rest of the crew. You tell me Luffy running through his crew? No, he's not. He's not. Lin Lin, you tell me good old Big Ma'am. She's defeating Charlie Katakuri, Lady Smoothie, Lord Cracker. And hell, if you want to throw snacks in there, tell me that's happening. How? Well, no, collectively. How is she taking down all of her commanders collectively? Kaido, you tell me he's defeating King, Queen, and Jack? All that? Really? Come on now. When you do things like this, y'all are the ones who unbalance power scaling. Makes no fucking sense. Teach, you tell me that Teach are taking down, he's taking all his damn commanders. He's taking out Jesus Burgess. He's taking out Shiryu. He's taking out fucking Lafitte. He's taking out Doc Q. He's taking out Admiral Alvaro Pizarro. He's taking out Catalina Devon. And the list goes on and on. Really? Come on, man. How? If you argue this, you got to show some concrete evidence, bro, for these outlandish claims. These audacious claims that this series itself does not validate. I go a step further. I say the Flying Six, the Toby Ropo, combined, and you say, we don't really know the powers, combined, if they work together, just can get on Kaido. Lin Lin, if it's Oven, Daifuku, Peril Sparrow, Compote, uh, whether you throw a Monday up in there or not, the other high ranking Big Mom Pirates combined in that group below the commanders. Some may throw snacks in there at this point. You tell me they're not taking out Lin? Like let's say Sanji, Zoro, Jinbei are not included. You trying to tell me the rest of the crew can't handle Luffy in some regards? Combined, Usopp with his strategy, Nami with her weather manipulation, Frankie with his firepower, Nico Robin with her abilities, Chopper with his abilities, Brook with his abilities. Now Luffy, I mean, he's powerful as fuck, but even for him, come on, bro, it's kind of like that's shitting on his crew, bro. I'm not gonna bring up the Don Quixote pirates. There's no way in hell Joker solos them. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. And this is the issue we have when people are like, how can someone get hurt? Or why can't someone hockey? Bro, there's strength in numbers. This whole arc is proving that fact. 5,000 samurai, 30,000 soldiers. You got to go through numbers. At bare minimum stamina. Remember, for using a Naruto reference, for example, I always bring it up, the third Raikage, right? The third Raikage with the invincible, impenetrable shield of his own lightning chakra, aura cloak, right? What happens? Fights for versus 10,000 shinobi, but eventually he dies. Why? Because he ran out of chakra. And in the same light, these dudes may be super powerful, stupidly powerful, but no, they're not going to beat everybody. You know, it's like the Roger Pirates. You trying to tell me the Goldie Rogers was taking out Dark King Silver's Rayleigh, Scopper Gabon, Crocus. I know it's formerly Seagull, but whatever his name is now, and the rest of the squad. He taking out his main dudes. You tell me that Shanks is taking out Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, and Yamsop? The notable ones? Come on. And even further than that, he's taking out the rest of his top commanders. How do you even propose this? It's preposterous. Like, it's such fanboyism and things like that don't even begin to describe. It's a leap over so many areas and aspects of logic. It's bringing in other series logic into the fold that don't apply to One Piece. Because you've seen it happen in a number of series where one character was just so much leagues and above another. Most series don't do that. Bleach, for the most part, doesn't do that. DC and Marvel, depending, but for the most part, most stories do not do that. That's how you have struggle and you have conflict. Um, what was, depending on which part of Dragon Ball you're in, doesn't do that. And the list goes on and on. And so, I mean, we can have this discussion, this debate. If you don't have to agree with me, you may come to a different conclusion. But if you do come to a different conclusion, then this balance of power within crews, within organizations, within factions, show me then how the world of One Piece isn't in a chaotic state that it currently is in. That if a Yonko gets dropped, or if an admiral is lost, or Shichibukai is lost, if the abolishment of the Shichibukai system wasn't so big, Luffy becoming a fifth Yonko wasn't so big, then why do these events shake waves and move? When the Blackbeard pirates seemingly attacked the base at Baltigo with the Revolutionary Army. Cypher Pole, that's a whole other. See, Cypher Pole is just zero. CP0 is another great example of this forever balance of power. If there wasn't a balance of power, there'd be world domination. Or there would be people that wouldn't even come try to step, but that's not the case. Is it? It's not the case, is it? Why would people recruit powerful allies? Why is Mihawk not? You could say, well, Mihawk doesn't want to rule the seas, blah blah blah. Bro, he couldn't if he tried. Why? Because he's one man. One man alone ain't getting it done. I don't care how powerful you are. And in the same light, why was Sir Crocodile and Gecko Moria trying to gain massive amounts of forces? Why is Luffy's Grand Fleet such an important aspect? You have to start thinking out here, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just go, oh, this because this character is powerful, that means no, that means shit. Sure, some characters are more powerful than others, but in the long run, anyone can get got. These are not gods, these are mere mortals. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe, please. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I want to get this situation and conversation sparked up. I know some of y'all will agree with me, some of y'all might find hesitancy, but the overall, you might disagree with me on certain one aspects which we can talk about. But overall, is what I'm saying making sense? And is it not backed by what the manga, the anime, et cetera, has showcased to us? And if you start thinking like this, you won't start bitching and moaning when it comes to Wano and other arcs. When characters like Luffy seemingly struggle, quote unquote, versus characters that they probably shouldn't have. Why? Because there's powerful, there's strength in numbers when it's organized, right? And you also have people that you have no idea what their abilities are. I'm gonna end it with like this, right? Imagine you were running a gauntlet of fights. Let's say you were a top tier fighter. Let's say or top tier street fighter in your hood, right? And you know, you going through the city and you come upon fight after fight, right? First of all, your stamina is gonna be in question, especially by that sixth, seventh fight if you're in peak condition. Your damage is going to be taken, da da da. And remember, these are just one on one. We're not even talking about a whole two, three, four people, right? Which I'll address that in a second. So let's say you're going by six, seven, by eight, nine, 10. Even if they're weaker fighters, even if you're able to get that work in on them in whatever means necessary, you're going to be dog tired. So even if the 11 person is trash, let's say you get through 10, right? You run the gauntlet, you make it through your city, your hood. That 11 person may just beat you. And in the same sense, I mean, you can throw up the Baki series with the grapple Baki when he was a kid, where it was 100 dudes and he couldn't take them all. And in the same sense, now you can say, well, these are characters with immense powers and blah 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 blah. Yakety 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 yak. Dragon Ball was constant gangbanging, by the way, constantly jumping folk. Um, when it comes to that aspect, right? Now imagine four dudes run up on you, 10 dudes run up on you. That's gonna be very. Most people say, "Oh, I can't fight that. I can't go meet that." But then in the series of One Piece, where you have characters with fantastical abilities running up on folk in tandem in a group, and especially if they know each other, know how to work together, bruh, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta chill with this nonsense. All right, y'all. We out here. Peace. Stay safe. Stay cool. Stay warm, wherever the case may be, and keep it real out here always.